I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. And we continue with Isaiah. Chapter 16. Moab is condemned, and her people shall sorrow. Messiah shall sit on David's throne, seeking judgment and hastening righteousness. Chapter 16 here is a continuation of 15. 15 and 16 are a combined prophecy, being the burden of Moab. I also want to mention that this video does have a Joseph Smith translation in it. What the Joseph Smith translation is, this is an inspired translation or correction of the Bible done by Joseph Smith to restore those passages that had been lost over the years. Send ye the lamb to the ruler of the land from Selah to the wilderness, unto the mount of the daughter of Zion. For it shall be that as a wandering bird cast out of the nest, so the daughters of Moab shall be at the fords of Arnon. Take counsel, execute judgment, make thy shadow as the night, and in the midst of the noonday. Hide the outcasts, bewray not him that wandereth. Let mine outcasts dwell with thee, Moab. Be thou a covert to them from the face of the spoiler, for the extortioner is at an end. The spoiler ceaseth, the oppressors are consumed out of the land. And in mercy shall the throne be established, and he shall sit upon it in truth in the tabernacle of David, judging and seeking judgment, and hastening righteousness. This is, in chapter 15 we read about the destruction of Moab, a complete, utter destruction. And now this is saying, look, send to Judah. Let your refugees cross into Judah, and I will command my people to take you in, to be a refuge to you. And then it states here at the end, the mercy shall the throne be established, and he shall sit upon it in truth, the tabernacle of David. That seems clearly to me to be a reference of Christ and him sitting on the throne of David in the last days, when all refugees, all those who are oppressed and persecuted, will be free from their oppressions. They will find the mercy, and there will be righteous judgment. Verse 6. We have heard of the pride of Moab. He is very proud, even of his haughtiness, and his pride and his wrath, but his lies shall not be so. I'm going to pause there a minute because there's only one Joseph Smith translation in this chapter, and it's in verse 6. So let us reread this in the Joseph Smith. We have heard of the pride of Moab, of his haughtiness and his pride, for he is very proud, and his wrath, his lies, and all his evil works. Well, that makes a lot more sense. Heard of his pride and haughtiness, because he is very proud. Heard of all of his wicked works. Now, keep that in mind as we continue reading this. Verse 7. Therefore shall Moab howl for Moab. Every one shall howl for the foundations of Kir Hareseth shall ye mourn. Surely they are stricken, for the fields of Heshbon languish, and the vine of Sibmah. The lords of the heathen have broken down the principal plants thereof. They are come even unto Jazer. They wandered through the wilderness. Her branches are stretched out. They are gone over the sea. Because of this pride and because of her wickedness, Moab is howling or mourning for the destruction of her people. As they are fleeing this destruction. They are becoming refugees. Verse 9. Therefore I will bewail with the weeping of Jazer, the vine of Sibmah. I will water thee with my tears, O Heshbon and Elealeh, for the shouting for thy summer fruits and for thy harvest is fallen. And gladness is taken away, and joy out of the plentiful field, and in the vineyards there shall be no singing, neither shall there be shouting. The treaders shall tread out no wine in their presses. I have made their vintage shouting to cease. Wherefore my bowels shall sound like a harp for Moab, and mine inward parts for Kir Haresh. So we have the mercy and compassion of God being poured out on Moab. Verse 12. And it shall come to pass, when it is seen that Moab is weary on the high place, that he shall come to his sanctuary to pray, but he shall not prevail. This is the word that the Lord hath spoken concerning Moab since that time. But now the Lord hath spoken, saying, Within 3 years, as the years of an hireling, and the glory of Moab shall be contemned, with all that great multitude, and the remnant shall be very small and feeble. So in the last days there will be mercy. There will be mercy on Moab in the last days, but for now there will be destruction. They are condemned, and what is left over as it says, will be small and people will be weak. Now I'm looking at the footnotes here, and it says here, verses 6 through 8 that we read, we've heard of the pride and the wickedness of Moab and their howlings and everything. It says this is in the beginning, it says Moab is appealing to Judah for refuge. And then in the footnotes it says that 6 through 8 is kind of Judah saying, no, we know of your wickedness. We're not going to help you. You're going to have to deal with it yourself. And then we have a second description of the destruction and the mercy of God on Moab, eventually. But that, for now, they're going to be destroyed. We'll see you in the next one.